I'm going to go ahead and start. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Hagerstown. Let's stand as we sing our opening song. It's a humdinger.
You got a light, you got a light, and it's shining out for everyone to see. You got a light, you got a light, and it's shining out for everyone to see. And by some kind of miracle, now I feel that light in me. You got a love, you got a love, and it's shining out for everyone to see. You got a love, you got a love, and it's shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that love in me. You got a joy running through you now that just can't be denied. You got a spirit like a firecracker lighting up the sky. Yeah. You got a power, you got a power. It's shining out for everyone to see. You got a power, you got a power, and it's shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that power in me. You got a joy running through you now that just can't be denied. You got a spirit like a firecracker lighting up the sky. You got a power, you got the power, shining out for everyone to see. You got the power. Some kind of miracle, now I feel that power in me. Feel that power. Feel the power, feel it in me. Feel the power, yeah, yeah.
Okay, please be seated.
Feel that power in me, yeah.
And that is the fabulous Erin McGowan. It keeps going. Fantastic. Oh. Okay. I don't think I ever listened to that song all the way through. That's okay. That's fun. So welcome to Unity of Hagerstown, and welcome to our friends watching us, joining us virtually. We're so glad that you are here with us now, whenever now is for you. And I want to begin with a quote here from Isaiah 55:12. For you shall go out in joy and be led back in peace. The mountains and the hills before you shall burst into song, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. Isn't that fantastic? And for those of you who are in person, you may have noticed there's no power here, and I'm not quite sure what's happening, but fortunately we have another screen. Yeah, just send a little love over there. Maybe it will come on. Okay, so we have our opening prayer as always, and let's settle in. Just letting go of the busyness of the day, letting go of any hurriedness, too, to get here. We are here now, in that presence of God that enfolds us, that we are a part of, is flowing with love and joy. So we open to that. We open our hearts, we open our minds, we open our lives to this love, to this joy. And we give thanks for coming together here and now. We give thanks for that love that shines out for everyone to see. And we give thanks for the joy within. Amen. Now, if you will join me in our mission statement. I keep looking up there. Nope, that's not going to work, is it? Together, Unity of Hagerstown, a welcoming community, embraces spiritual awakening through affirmative prayer and meditation, creating a positive path of abundant living for all. Yes. And now we have the reading of the Daily Word with Diane Morgan. And as she makes her way up, we'll just share that the Daily Word is an inspirational written material that you can get in your email inbox or the hard copy. Thank you.
Good morning. The word for today is power. My thoughts and words reflect my divine inheritance. When I listen to my inner conversation and recurring thoughts, I may hear fear-based limiting talk, or I may hear positive words of encouragement for me to live joyfully and confidently. The choice is mine. Through my divine gift of power, I take command of my thoughts and my life. I release thoughts of powerlessness, and as I do, my negative thinking, self-talk diminishes. I affirm my divine inheritance of faith, wisdom, understanding, and strength with my thoughts, words, and actions. The power to live a full life is mine. I embrace insights I've gained through experience. I own my mistakes without shame or embarrassment. I am eager to learn. I am willing to try new things and stretch myself. In power, I thrive. The reading today is from Proverbs 18. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat of its fruits. Please join me in the affirmation that's on the screen. My thoughts and words reflect my divine inheritance. Take a deep breath and think about the power of positive thoughts. Again, my thoughts and words reflect my divine inheritance.
Thank you, Diane. And now we have another song.
Oh, yeah. We gather our hearts in the face of hatred. We gather our love in the shadow of fear. We gather our light in the hour of darkness. We gather now, we gather here. We gather now, and we gather here. Ooh. We stand on our strength in the time of danger. We lift up our song in the presence of tears. We send out our joy in the depths of sorrow. We gather now, we gather here. We gather now, and we gather here. We come together in this time and place. We come together in this kindness and with our grace. We call out for peace in the heat of anger. We step into faith in the midst of despair. We celebrate hope in the heart of sadness. We gather now and everywhere. We gather now, we gather everywhere. We come together in this time and place. We come together in this kindness and with our grace. gather our hearts in the face of hatred. We gather our love in the shadow of fear. We gather our light in the hour of darkness. We gather now, we gather here. We gather now, and we gather here. We gather now, and we gather here.
Yes, we do. We gather now, and we're gathering here. So take a moment and just turn around and greet your neighbor. You don't have to shake their hand, just say hello. Now, doesn't that feel good, right? You know, to acknowledge everybody that's here. We're going to continue with the series on joy that we started last week, based on the book of joy that explores a conversation between the Dalai Lama and the Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Douglas Abrams brings it all together, adding a little bit of the research on joy in the book as well. Last week we looked at the nature of joy and discovered that it's really being mindfully engaged with the world. It's holding a spiritual perspective, if you will. It's recognizing that we are one. We are one, and that we are wondrously made as well. Today we're going to look at the obstacles to joy, but probably not all of them, but just a few of them today. We might pick it up next week with a few more. And these obstacles probably come as no surprise to any of us because we've experienced them. When we allow fear or stress or worry to come into our lives and kind of run rampant in our thoughts, where does our joy go? Out the window, right? You know, if we're laying awake worrying over something and it's, you know, just circular thinking, we're not joyous so much then. Well, maybe if it's something that you're celebrating, it could be, but usually if we're worrying about something, you know, we are not able to hold that joy. So while these experiences of worry and fear and anxiety, they help lead us to prayer, they help lead us to a deeper faith too, but they also serve to invite us to learn how to respond differently to the circumstances in our lives. Desmond Tutu tells us that we all have fears and that it's a survival tool. And he gives the example of walking by a lion. If you had no fear and walked too close, perhaps, well, the lion might have lunch, you know. So fear helps us. It's not something that we want to disengage from altogether. The problem, Tutu continues, is when that fear is exaggerated or is over something relatively insignificant. And that leads us to stress and worry and that anxiety. And we know in today's world, stress is a global epidemic. And again, when we can't feel that stress, when we feel that stress, we can't feel that joy within. Too often stress comes from pressures that we place on ourselves or we allow to be placed on us from the outside. Perhaps, you know, the echo of our mother's voice is in our head telling us that we have to be a certain way or achieve a certain thing. Douglas Abrams asked, but what is really worth pursuing? When we see how little we really need, love and connection, then all the getting and grasping that we thought was so essential to our well-being takes its rightful place and no longer becomes the focus or the obsession of our lives. So rather than chasing after, you know, what we may think we want initially, what if Instead, we cultivated just being in the present moment and finding that we have what we need. Taking a breath, coming back to the body, paying attention. This brings us back into that settled state where joy can unfold. You know, we talk a lot about reframing obstacles into opportunities to learn something here at Unity. And that is one way that we move back into that joyous nature that is our inheritance, really. We also remember our connection to others. We also remember just being kind. This is what increases our joy. And it is an antidote. All three of those are antidotes to that grasping sort of lifestyle. We can choose to set aside the frustration and be kind. We can choose to set aside our fear and walk in love. And as A Course in Miracles states, and Roger Teal reiterates, if you boil down all your emotions to their most basic level, there are really only two, love and fear. Among the many gifts fear brings us, the most profound one is the invitation to return to the love that is this instant and all of life within. It is a choice. This is where our power resides. I recently heard a story about a sixth grader who attended a charter school in Colorado, and he became depressed and disgusted with himself because almost no one would sign his class yearbook. He ended up signing it himself with a note, "Hope you make more friends next year." That just breaks my heart. And it broke his mother's heart as well, and she posted a photo to the school Facebook group for parents. And she was overwhelmed with how much encouragement and support that group gave her, from the parents gave her. Some of those parents showed their kids the photo of this young man in his yearbook. And they came up with a brilliant plan. They gathered a group of friends, these were all 11th graders, and went the next day to sign his yearbook with words of encouragement. Now, I can only imagine how lonely this sixth grader felt when no one would sign his yearbook. And also I can imagine the happiness he felt when all these older cool kids, wait a second, I got a picture, there you go. All these older cool kids came and wrote words of encouragement, words of empowerment. Loneliness in today's world is increasing, and the pandemic has only contributed to it. 36% of all Americans, including 61% of young adults, 51% of mothers with young children, feel serious loneliness. And I did the quotes because that is a thing. That is a loneliness that doesn't go away. You know, serious loneliness. And now this can result from many different things. But one thing that certainly will bring it about is if we are holding on to judgments or if we are holding on to resentments, because then we disconnect ourselves from others. We separate ourselves from others. And this feeling of separation, again, blocks our joy. But as the Dalai Lama tells us, if you have an open heart and are filled with trust and friendship, even if you are physically alone, even living a hermit's life, you will never feel lonely. And the only thing that will bring happiness is affection and warm-heartedness. This really brings inner strength and self-confidence, reduces fear, develops trust, and trust brings friendship. The daily word from 1947, 1947. You know I like those oldies but goodies. Puts it this way: if you are lonely and unhappy, it may be an indication that you need to learn to express the love that is in your heart. We do not long for that which is not an inherent part of our nature. You would not long for friends if you did not have the capacity for friendship. You would not long for happiness if you did not possess the power to achieve it. Instead of thinking how lonely and unhappy you are, perhaps think how necessary you are to the happiness of other people. You may not believe this. You may feel unnecessary and unwanted, But there are other people who need your friendship, your companionship, as much as you need theirs. You do not need to be lonely or unhappy in a world that is filled with people who are eager to have even one person interested in them. Express the love that is in your heart in simple, ordinary ways, in your everyday living, in your contacts with other people, and you will be blessed with a happy heart and a life of joy. Simple ways. We can also remember that we are never truly alone. God is present wherever we are. As Ernest Holmes puts it, there is one mind common to all individuals. It is impossible to depart from this divine mind or to be separated from it. Since this mind is everywhere, wherever we are, it is. In Unity, we like to say there is no spot where God is not. We are a part of this cosmic intelligence. We are a part of this divine love. We can never be apart from it because we are it, my friends. You know, we cultivate this feeling of warm-heartedness. I was really taken by that term. You don't hear it too often. Warm-heartedness. I'll just bring that to your thoughts, bring that to your heart for a second, and it brings a smile to my face. But we cultivate this. We can learn to cultivate it through expressing those simple acts of kindness, through a more compassionate mind and heart. I heard another story, or I read another story recently about Kevin Ford. He's a food service employee, and he recently posted on Instagram a video of him unwrapping a thank you gift that he received after 27 years of perfect attendance at his job. This is what he got. He got a bag of Reese's Pieces and 2 pens. Now, he also did get a single movie ticket and a reusable Starbucks cup. So he was very grateful for all of these things. Do not get me wrong. In the video, he's thanking himself. Not thanking himself. I did a good job. He's grateful for the gifts that he received. But, you know, I don't know what your initial reaction was to this, but on social media, people got angry over this because they felt that 27 years of perfect attendance could have, shown a little bit more appreciation here. The unwrapping video was viewed over 2 million times, and a lot of the comments were of anger. So Ford's daughter set up a GoFundMe in the aftermath and wrote that the man in that video is my father. He originally began working at this job as a single dad when he gained custody of me and my older sister 27 years ago. In no way are we asking for money or is he expecting any money, but if anyone feels like blessing him, he would love to visit his grandchildren. And in just over a week, this very gentle call for appreciation earned more than $250,000 for this man who worked at Burger King at the Las Vegas airport for 27 years. My friends, we are magnificently made. We are inherently generous. We are good. We are loving. In a Native American rite, young children are showered with food and drink and clothing. And later on, members of the tribe would call out, "I'm hungry," or "I'm thirsty," or "I'm cold." And then the children would be led to distribute, to give from their bounty so that they learn generosity. I don't think it's a hardship for them because the kids I know, I've seen, are very generous until a certain age. But we come in wanting to share things. Adam Hamilton gives this simple prayer. Lord, help me be grateful for what I have. Remember that I don't need most of what I want, and that joy is found in simplicity and generosity. The Psalms tell us, you turned my wailing into dancing. You removed my sackcloth and clothed me with joy. This is what happens when we go within. Go in and experience that presence of God. Whatever way that we are punishing ourselves, whatever sackcloth we are wearing, is eased. We are led into that joyous nature that is our true being. I invite you to affirm with me. Together, I am never alone, for I am one with God, one with all humanity, one with all creation. Now we're going to move into a time of meditation, but before we do, don't assume the position yet. Before we do, I wanted to share with you a mantra that I'm going to offer for you. If you're not into mantras, don't use it. That's fine. This is one, though, that is designed to bring about more compassion in our hearts. Om, of course, is Om Kakini Namaha. I'm sorry, I left off an A. Namaha. Om is that primordial sound of the universe. It opens our connection to all that is, and we align with that vibration and of oneness, really. Kakini opens that heart chakra, and of course, that is the source of love. That's our power of love. And Namaha creates like an energy that sends it out and brings it back to us. Sends it out and brings it back to us. So it's a way to gently lean into, a way to surrender to that divine love that is in your heart. So in essence, if you had to boil it down to just a couple words, it's I activate my love, basically. That's the essence of it. I activate that love that I am. So if that is helpful for you, I encourage you to use it. If not, you might want to just do that English translation of it, or even just I am love. I like to keep affirmations and mantras short so I can remember them. So, okay, now let's get started, shall we? Go ahead and adjust your position if necessary. Take a nice deep breath, pausing at the top of it, and then exhaling, allowing your body to relax. Another deep breath, pause, and exhale, allowing your thoughts to calm down. One more nice deep breath, pause, and exhale, and we open our hearts, allowing any fears, any worries that we may be holding there just to be set aside, to dissipate. Focusing on our heart space now, I invite you to silently repeat the mantra Om Kakini Namaha. Om Kakini Namaha. Or if you prefer, I am love. I am love. And use the mantra or the affirmation as an anchor for this meditation time, as a vehicle to go a little bit deeper, to keep your thoughts focused. But know that thoughts do bubble up. And if you notice something that your mind has wandered down a different path, just gently bring it back with that affirmation or mantra. Om Kakini Namaha. I am love. I activate this power of love here and now. I am generous. I am kind. I am warm-hearted. This is how I am made. I am warm-hearted. I am love. Om Kakini Namaha. activate that power of love within me. And as we bring our time of meditation to a close, I invite you just to continue to sit restfully. Maybe join in this chant if you like. I invite you to join me in our affirmation on the screen together. I am one with God, one with all humanity, one with all creation. And then our offertory prayer together. We bless and dedicate the gifts received here today to the ever-growing awareness of God expressing throughout creation. As we joyously give out of the abundance of life, we joyously receive. Thank you, God. Amen. And if you're watching via Facebook or YouTube and you'd like to support this ministry, I invite you to go to unityhagerstown.org and click on the donate button. And as always, your generous donations are deeply appreciated. Thank you. And now we have another song.
I'm so grateful, so very grateful for the blessings in my life. I'm so grateful, so very grateful. I am feeling so blessed. I'm so grateful, so very grateful for the blessings in my life. I'm so grateful, so very grateful. I am feeling so blessed. And as I'm giving, I am receiving, and I'm feeling so grateful, so very grateful for the blessings in my life. I'm so grateful, so very grateful. I am feeling so blessed. I'm so grateful, so very grateful for the blessings in my life. I'm so grateful, so very grateful. I am feeling so blessed. I am feeling so blessed. I am feeling so blessed.
There we go. Friday night is our dinner and a movie night at 7 p.m. If you plan on coming, please sign the sheet in the foyer so that we know how many are coming to prepare food for. It's going to be a vegetarian, gluten-free meal. To be determined what that is. We have some ideas. But Debbie's doing some of the cooking, and you know how good a cook she is. So, and I'm doing some of it, so it'll be interesting. No. And then the 1st of February, we have our first Wednesday sound bath at 7 p.m. And then we begin our yoga practice on Tuesdays in February. It's going to be ongoing, but it's starting in February, I should say, at 6 p.m. And also the soup kitchen is that first Tuesday as well. And if you signed up to bring food for the soup kitchen, please bring it either the Sunday before, which would be February 5th, or if you can't do it then, just bring it next Sunday and we'll freeze it if possible. Okay? Okay, and then we've got something coming up with Dee, the residence repatterning. She's going to do a group residence repatterning, and there are flyers back there that tell a little bit more about it, but this is something that she has studied for over 25 years, is that right? And actually, would you like to say a few words? You don't have to, if you want to. There's a mic there if you want to. No, use the mic. Use the mic. I just thought she could explain it better than I could, so.
Okay, can y'all hear me? Resonance repatterning is a way of identifying patterns in your life that you know no longer serve you, and you would like to bring them up to be shifted to more positive ways of going forward in your life. And so I'm giving a demonstration and an explanation about it, and I would like anyone who would like to be welcome, and I appreciate it.
And that's for a love offering. Thank you, Dee, for offering to do that. So I got a letter from Holly Place, and I wanted to share just a couple lines out of it. It's a thank you letter. On behalf of the resident staff and the board of directors of Senior Living Alternatives, Inc., I would like to thank you all for the Christmas gifts that you donated to our residents. Your thoughtfulness means the world to us. Because of you, we can continue to serve at-risk seniors and provide them a loving, safe, affordable place to call home. So if you'd like to read the entire letter, I'll have it pinned in the little bulletin board strip across from the coat rack, and please do. I wanted to share that with you at least. So at this point, we're going to say goodbye to our Facebook friends. We love you. We behold the light that you are, and hope to see you soon. Okay.